There we go. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the proof pull number 5 for nickels. All of these, well, most of them anyway, are proof nickels. There are some other assorted coins in here that are going to be very pleasing to the eye for those who win them. Yeah, unfortunately, Jim, it is. Yeah, you know what? I can grab your... Hang on a second. Let me grab your chips and put them in the bag. I'll just charge you for it later, Jim. All right. There's Jim. 10 chips for Jim. 10 chips in the bag for Jim. Just have to remember to get you on an invoice later. All right, so for those of you who are new visiting, hello Andy, how you doing? There's Canadian Roll Hunter. I have everybody's name on chips inside this bag. And inside this bag is the answer to who gets what coins here. As I go back the row in the coins for each box, I'm going to pull a chip, put it under the microscope over here, and you'll see the name on the chip, and I'll pull the next coin in the box. I also have 4 $10 winner chips. $10 winner chips look like this. If I pull a $10 winner chip, the next chip I pull, if it belongs to a person, that's the person who gets the $10 chip. I've actually had a case where I pulled 2 different chips like this before I pulled a name, and they got $20. So when I pull one of these or one of these bonus chips, those go ahead of a name, and whatever name, these accumulate prior to the name if they show up one after the other. That's basically what I'm saying. These $10 chips for $10 off any reveal, show, or other auction item that you wish anytime you want to use them. And these bonus chips simply mean I draw a bonus chip, I draw a person's name, and they get 2 coins instead of 1. And I have 5 bonus chips. So there's 9 chances for people to win special things here. I also have some AU to BU war nickels thrown in here. You can get some nickels from 1942 to 1945 just by participating. Nothing special to do. Everybody has up to 10 chips in the bag. And that's how this works. Wait a minute, what happened, Jim? You get hit by a storm? I just now caught this. Jim, you get hit by a storm? Hello, Captain Morgan Dollar. This will be a fun show to watch. Just hang out for a while, you'll see what's going on. You'll have a chance to participate in our next show. Hello, Mr. Boudreaux. Oh, years ago. Okay. All right. Brian Allen in the house. South End Al is here too. Let's go ahead and draw the first coin and see what we get. That's going to be from Malcolm. Malcolm is going to be our first participant for a coin, and here is the coin. It's a 1984 proof. 1984 proof. So I put Malcolm's chip first, the coin right behind it, and a divider right behind that. And we just go like that. And that's exactly how this operates. Here's one for Mr. Fletcher. Mr. Fletcher will get a 1964 proof nickel. 1964 proof nickel. That's how the show works. South End Al. South End Al gets a 1968 S nickel. 1968 S. No, Captain Morgan, I can't get you in on this one. We can work on it for tomorrow if you want to register. You can register with us and you can get in on the show tomorrow. And for that, we'll be selling a penny proof pull, which is much like this nickel proof pull, only they're going to be pennies, proof pennies. There's 1964 for Adam. Good evening, Spike Ted Die Crack. And Paul Hampton. There's Paul Hampton. Parvis comes up next. Parvis will come up with, how about 1957? 1957, nice earlier proof there. Yes, Captain Morgandella, pay attention to what Malcolm is saying here. You'll need to register with us. coppercoinspayments@gmail.com. All I need is your YouTube screen name, your actual name, and your email address where we can send a PayPal invoice, and you'll be registered for free. 1968 for Paul. 1968 for Paul Hampton. Next up, Mr. Boudreau. Mr. Boudreau, how about 1977? Very nice looking deep cameo, 1977. Let's see what we're running into next here. Kimberly D. Kimberly, I think you're here. I hope you're here. And get a 1968. 1968 proof. Now these coins were put into these boxes completely at random. Now here's how it happened. I basically took the boxes full of coins put in order so that I would know how many I had of each different date to be sure I had a good mix. And I tossed them on the floor, stirred them all up, and then started putting them back in the boxes. So that's how these coins made it to where they are. Make some room here. Folks, do not try this at home. I'm what you call an expert. Yeah, right. Don't drop the boxes when done. Somebody knows about my penchant for dropping these boxes on the ground and scattering them to the winds after I'm already finished with the pull. Never a good thing. Mr. French, 1963. 1963 from Mr. French. That's actually a pretty nice partial cameo. 63 is not real common for cameos. There's Mr. Marshall. Good evening, Mr. Marshall. Mark. Mark now, 1989. 1989S. Not sure that we're going to have to worry about duplicates. I picked up a whole bunch of rolls of many different dates of nickels. I have over 300 rolls of proof nickels now. Sureg. Sureg gets a 2009 proof. 2009 proof. And you'll notice a lot of these are handwritten. Many of them are handwritten because I have lost my printer. My printer was lost in a storm. Lightning struck nearby and decided to take out my printer. So I've been doing all of this by hand this week, which is why I'm so far behind getting it done. Here's a 2008 for Carl. I've got a new printer on order. It should be here in a few days. Here's Mr. Boudreau. Mr. Boudreau with a 1982 proof. 1982 from Mr. Boudreau. Let's see. Ted Evans comes up next. Ted Evans. 1998. 1998 proof. Yep, 2009 were rather low mintage. Got a lot of nice ones. A lot of decent lower mintage coins in here. Here's Sureg. Sureg now gets, well, there's a 1957. 1957 proof for Sureg. Up next, Yo Man. Yo Man, how about 1993? 1993 proof. And next, Bo. Bo gets 2003. 2003. Marshall. Marshall up next with a 1990. 1990. And Carl. Up next, Carl. 2006. 2006 proof. It might be on the coin. Actually, I think it is. Just smudge on the coin. That'll come off those, Eileen. Otis. Otis gets a 1984. 1984, rather low mintage. Rather difficult to come by. All the mid-80s are kind of difficult to come by for some reason. Mr. Fletcher. They're also valuable rolls. 2003. 2003 from Mr. Fletcher. What do we have next? Well, looky there. There's a bonus. Who gets the bonus? Malcolm. Malcolm gets the bonus, so he'll get 2 coins. There's a 1964 and a 1968S. 1968S, both for Malcolm. That's how the bonus works. Next up, Kelly Ray. Kelly Ray, 1999. 1999 proof. And Kimberly. Kimberly up next. 1981S. It's a type 1. It says the clear S for 79, but it's considered the filled S for 1981. Next would be Farm Dog. And Farm Dog pulls 2009. 2009 proof. Then Sureg, 2008. 2008 proof. Kelly Ray. Kelly Ray gets, what's a 2004 piece metal proof? So here's the 2004, and there's the piece metal reverse. What's next but Donnie Wayne? Donnie Wayne. Pull a 1986. 1986 proof. Among the lowest numbers of proof coins I have are 1986. That's the year I graduated high school. Here's Jim Fletcher. Mr. Fletcher. 1977. 1977. Let's see. Get some other stuff moved here. I move stuff out of the way every once in a while, so I keep having room. There we go. Now we got some room. Little room to move. Mr. French. Mr. French back up with 1984. 1984 proof. Now we have Farm Dog again. Farm Dog this time pulls 1964. 1964 proof. Any of these that are of years, like 1964, where there are known double dies, never fear. I haven't checked these. I don't know what's in these. Here's 1963 for Jesse. 1963. What's up next? Oh, Sureg again. Sureg gets a 1995. That's one of the slightly lower mintage years. Pretty much all the time that you're going to see scratches on these coins are not going to be on the coins, they're actually on the plastic holder. Otis up next. And Otis pulls a 1993. The next, well, we've got Otis again. Otis this time pulls 1973. 1973. Ted Evans now. Ted Evans with a 2003. 2003. Kimberly. 1962. 1962 for Kimberly. Bo Palmer. Bo. 2004 piece metal. There's the 2004 piece metal. Very nice proof coin. Up next, Techstar. Techstar gets a 1964. 1964 plus a free hair. Anytime you find the hairs, they are free. You don't have to send them back. You don't have to pay extra money for them. They are yours to keep at absolutely no extra charge. Who's up next? Yeah, we got a bonus. We got a bonus, and that bonus will belong to, hello, Sean Rogers, Ron Isaac. Ron Isaac will get the bonus, and what is the bonus? Oh, first one, 1943 S. 1943 S silver nickel. And then his next coin is a 2004 S piece metal. So there you go. That's not a bad $2 pull right there. Not a bad $2 pull at all. So that's Ron. Alright, let me shimmy Jimmy some things around here. I gotta make some more room. As I always do, I like these things to stand up nicely in the beginning, but after a while it starts to get unnerving because I start running out of room. Let's make it so I don't run out of room again. I've got these parked in this little extra box over here on the side. And we'll get to them if we need them. I don't think we're going to need everything we've got tonight. I limit the number of coins I do in any given show because, well, once you get up to 300 coins, it starts to become a very long show. And I prefer for it not to be a very long show because I and other people like to sleep. And so that's why I don't generally put any more than about 300 people into these shows. Sean, you get in on the pull first by registering with Copper Coins. You register with Copper Coins by sending us an email at coppercoinspayments@gmail.com, coppercoinspayments@gmail.com. What you do is you give me your real name, your YouTube username, which can be the same thing, and then you give me the email address where you can receive PayPal invoices and pay them. We only accept PayPal for payment. And at that point, you are automatically and free registered. You can participate in any one of our shows and participate in the auctions, which we have every Sunday and Tuesday night. This is a special pull that was sold during an auction where we give everybody poker chips for their $2 purchase, and then they get the next coin in the box. And there are a lot of decent coins in this box too. Here's a 2006 proof. Generally sells for $3 to $4. Got it for $2. You sleep when you check out. All right. Here's Jim Fletcher. Jim Fletcher. How about a 1977 proof? 1977 proof for Jim. Mark Thomas gets a 1981 proof. 1981. Here's Kelly Ray. Kelly Ray, 2013. It's one of the more modern, slightly more scarce dates. 2012 is actually a key. 2013 is not very common. All right, next up, Mr. Marshall. Marshall pulls a Y2K, year 2000. Donnie Wayne comes up next. Donnie Wayne will get a 2014. 2014 proof. Crispy up next. And Crispy hits with a 1983. And look at the toning on that coin. It's got real nice color. That color is it's not transposing extremely well to the dyno, but it's a very coppery, very nice looking color. So that's for Crispy. Next up, Kelly Ray. And Kelly Ray gets 1996. 1996 proof. That's also a very nice one. Bo. 2009. 2009 proof for Bo. Bo gets one of the tougher ones to come by. Alright. Let me stuff the rest of these in the beginning of the next row. Give me room to work. There we go. Adam Chambers. And Adam with a 1964. 1964. I'll pull any duplicates out of these that you guys wish for me to pull out. Just say no duplicates and I'll be sure to get you singles only. Penny Hoarder. Penny Hoarder now. 1983. 1983 proof. Of course, when you're doing hundreds of coins, you can only pull so many different dates, you know. Just works that way. Here's Donnie Wayne again. We need a winner. We're looking for a winner to come up sometime here real soon. The proof cent sale is tomorrow. It's tomorrow during the auction or after the auction. I've got some really exciting different stuff. The list is already up for tomorrow. You can go to coppercoins.com/auction and you can see tomorrow's items come up. Donnie Wayne gets a 1963 proof. 1963. Next up, Malcolm. Malcolm gets a very nicely toned 1993. It's a very nicely toned 1993 nickel. I'll pull this out, put it in there, and we need a winner. There's a winner right there. And I say it, and it happens. A $10 winner to South End Al. South End Al, I'm going to write your name on the chip. And I'm going to stick this chip in a special place on the desk, and South End will now get a coin. And South End's coin is a 1971 proof, 1971S. And that's how that works. Everything very transparent. Everything comes straight out of the bag. I'm not looking inside the bag. I'm pulling it straight out of the bag, drawing everything at random so everybody will be an equal opportunity winner. 1977 for Paul. There's a 77 proof. What comes next? Penny Hoarder. What does Penny Hoarder get? Oop, there's one in front of that. Here it is. 1969 S proof for Penny Hoarder. And let's see what I come up with next. Well, there's Penny Hoarder again. Penny Hoarder this time gets a 1963 proof. This one's actually got some cameo on it. Both sides. So this one could actually be a cameo grader. 63 cameos are actually kind of uncommon. Let's go with next is Stanley Zolkowski. Mr. Zolkowski, what do you get? Well, there's a 1980 proof. 1980. You guys want to see something real special? You have to tell me you want to see something special, and I'll show you something special. Adam comes up next. We have a 2005 Ocean in View. Nickel Ocean in View. This is one that could possibly have double die reverses. Let's see, up next, Donnie Wayne. Donnie Wayne goes next, and Donnie Wayne gets a 1984. 1984, this one's a little cloudy. Everybody wants to see something special. Okay, we'll look at something special. Check this out. This is one of a large number of these that I received in an estate. My aunt was involved in purchasing or getting this estate. I purchased these from her. And this is original from the U.S. Mint as it was wrapped in the early 1970s. And it's this. This one happens to be Chester Arthur. But all of the different presidents up until, I'm thinking Roosevelt. I think Franklin Roosevelt might be the last one. No, I remember seeing Lyndon Johnson. So Lyndon Johnson, maybe even Richard Nixon. But it's a bronze medal. And this one is about peace with the Indians. And it has something in there. It's the... that's the artist's name. But there you go. Look how finely detailed these are. Oh, this is Millard Fillmore, not Chester Arthur. It's Millard Fillmore. 1850 inauguration. Is that right? 1850? That's just so cool. Right? I have 84 of these medals. 84 of them. 83 actually, because I sold one of them already. Isn't that cool? These are really sweet. I'll show you the other one. I just happen to have another one out. I pulled two of them out to show you. Kind of at random. But here's the other one I pulled out. This one's William McKinley. William McKinley. He was assassinated in 1901. This is his inauguration medal. No. He was inaugurated President of the United States March 4th, 1897. Second term started March 4th, 1901. And he was assassinated September 6th, 1901. Died September 14th. 1901. Isn't this awesome? Yep, they're 3 inches. They're bronze. And they are 7.7 ounces of bronze each. I think they're super awesome. I'm going to keep a set, whatever a set might be, whatever I can make up of a set. And then I will be selling the remnants, whatever's left. These are just super nice. And they're in their original mint boxes. These are United States Mint product. You can look them up on eBay or anywhere else. And they've got these little boxes that have these little flanges, the little things that you bend over. and it keeps the box closed. Very sweet. Anyhow, there is that. And while I'm into show and tell, we have something else that we're going to be running tomorrow at auction. It's the oldest piece of monetary history I have ever had the opportunity of carrying. And let me get this light off of it so it's easier to see. It is a lottery ticket and or some sort of bond that was purchased in Cologne. You see the date on that? That's the 23rd of GBRIS, whatever that is. 23rd of the GBRIS, 1766. This is original. Everything on here is handwritten. All the signatures, the little squigglies and all that are all handwritten. And this is going to come up for auction tomorrow. It's going to be on the block tomorrow. 1766. Can you believe that? How old that is? Oh my gosh. All right. Back to the pool. Hello, Bernard. Good evening to you. Mark's going to get the next coin in the box. The next coin in the box happens to be a 1978. 1978 proof. That one goes to Mark. Next up will be Carl. Carl will get a 1984 proof. 1984. Next up, Mr. French. Mr. French gets 1993. 1993. All of these proof coins made since 1968 were made in the San Francisco Mint. And in fact, since 1975, that's all they've made at the San Francisco Mint is proof and special issue coins. Here's 1985 for Mr. Fletcher. 1985 for Jim Fletcher. Hello, Duck. Good evening, sir. Good evening. And here's Adam. Adam now, 1975. 1975. Adam gets a 1975. That's Coins and Ghouls for those of you who don't know him. Very nice guy. And Bo. Bo now gets 1995. A little bit of toning on this one, a little rim toning. Nice year, 1995. Not a very high mintage year. Not a lot of them out there. Well, look at that. There's Bo again. Bo again, and Bo this time will get 1980. 1980S. Next up, Malcolm. Malcolm will get a 2013. 2013 proof. I've been holding your packages. Anyone who's involved in this, I've been holding your packages up to now so I could ship these with whatever you already have from your auction winnings from last week. It will all be packaged up and shipped out tomorrow. All shipped tomorrow. Here's 1988. Here next we have Mr. Sappington. Mr. Sappington gets an oldie, 1957. 1957 proof. That's for Richard. Next up, how about Kelly Ray? Kelly Ray gets a 1964. Nice satiny finish, 1964. Next, Penny Hoarder. Penny Hoarder, how about a 1983? 83 for Penny Hoarder. For those of you who are new, stopping by for the first time this evening, or who have just come into the channel in the last week, I welcome all of you. You can ask around to the people here in the chat, or the people you know who have dealt with me before. I'm probably one of the more honest dealers that you've ever dealt with. I also enjoy having fun, and I enjoy having a good time with the people who I'm selling to. I try the best I can to provide everything that you're looking for in your collection and more at the best price possible. I run an auction every Sunday night. I run another auction every Tuesday night. Generally, all those auction items get shipped out Wednesday or Thursday that week. And in the meanwhile, I have a show which is called The Reveal Show. Runs on Monday night. And what I sell on Monday night are spots in rolls that have not been opened by yours truly. And we go through the roll, and I show you all the coins in the roll during a show that's an hour-long show. And we actually examine every coin for double dice, repunchment marks, errors, or other interesting anomalies. We discuss them, learn about them, and then you get the coin that was pulled out with your name. Hey, look at that. There's a $10 winner. $10 winner is going to be Jesse. Jesse Minter, $10 winner, and his coin, 2003. So let me get this put away here and get Jesse's name. On that chip, and it will go in a special place. That is what we do. All right, Ron Isaac comes up next. Ron, I had to make his chips after I ran out of ones that had been pre-printed. It's 1996, which is why his is plain. His is plain because I have no printer. All things willing, hopefully, I'll get the printer on time, which will be tomorrow or the next day. Gotta move some of these out of here and make some more room. There we go. That ought to help. Thought I wouldn't have to do this again, but I guess I do. So I'm going to make it nice and wide. Nice wide berth here, so that we don't do this again, hopefully. Keep everything in order the best I can. And here we go. Shane, hello Shane. Good evening, sir. How are you? We're doing a proof pull. So you see all the coins in the box? These are all proof nickels. Proof 5-cent Jefferson nickels. Well, they're not all 5-cent Jefferson nickel proofs. Some of these are silver wartime nickels in AU to BU condition. And we are pulling names of people who have paid $2 a pop to get a coin. And we're revealing what those coins are. So Farm Dog gets a 1995 S. I do this for registered people on my channel. The registered people not only subscribe to the channel, but you also have to send me some information for me to know who you are so that I can take bids and purchases. You have to let me know what your real name is, your YouTube screen name, which could be the same thing, and then the email address where I can send you a PayPal invoice that you can pay it. Take all payments through PayPal. Let's see, Mr. Sappington, did you miss anything? I think, who got the bonus with the, that was Ron Isaac got that. I haven't missed anything for you, but there was a bonus given out where one of the two coins that was pulled in the bonus was actually, excuse me, a 1943 S Jefferson nickel. Of course, that's a wartime composition, 35% silver. It's a 1992 S for Mr. French. Next up, Carl. Carl here. Well, there's another 2004 piece metal nickel. Piece metal nickel. You flip it over here and you see why it's called the piece metal nickel. It has the design which is concurrent with the piece metals that were created back in the early 1800s for people moving west to carry with them and trade with Indians, the Native Americans, and show that they brought peace. Here's a 1996. 1996 for Techstar. Yep, this particular show is Jefferson Nichols. Tomorrow, I will be selling spots for the same type of show, only for Lincoln Cents. I have a lot of Lincoln Cent proofs. Then I do what's called reveals. The reveals, well, we give people the opportunity to purchase spots in an unopened roll. Then, after the spots are sold, we go through that roll, pulling names for each person who purchased spots in the roll, give them a coin from that roll with a full explanation as to what the coin is, whether it be a normal coin, a die variety, an error, or high grade, or anything to that effect. That way, we educate you on the coins that you're getting, and you also get coins that people haven't seen. Hello, All Things Silver. Here's Donnie Wayne. Donnie Wayne up next, 1969S. Shane, if you want to send me an email, if you know how to send an email, you can send it to that email address that Malcolm gave you up above. It's coppercoinspayments@gmail.com. coppercoinspayments@gmail.com. Just send me a quick email, and I will reply to you when I am not broadcasting and can chit-chat with you. I'll reply and give you the information that you need to return to me in order to register so that you can come back and watch the show and participate. Ocean in View for Crispy. It's I don't even know what that is. A fleck of paper or something. No, it's a little piece of foam. That's for Crispy. 2005, Ocean in View. There's that email address again, coppercoinspayments@gmail.com. Jesse. Jesse up next with a 1970S. 1970S. I don't really know a whole lot about nickels. Can't really give you a whole lot of information on that. Here's Otis. 1964 now for Otis. I know none of them are real easy to find. Here's Stanley. 2001. 2001 proof for Stanley. There's Jesse. Jesse now, 1984. 1984 proof. How you get the poker chips. You have to register with the channel first. Here's one for Ron Isaac, and Ron Isaac gets a 2000 proof. 2000. And next up, our $10 winner. $10 winner will be Stanley. Stanley gets a $10 chip and a coin to go with it. What's the coin? It's a 1943 silver, or 19. That's a 45. It's a 1945 Philadelphia silver Jefferson nickel. Nice BU coin there. So that's for Stanley. Let me write Stanley's name on here so I can get his $10 to him. There we go. All right. Next up. Well, Ron Isaac again. Ron Isaac this time gets a 1981 proof, 1981S. All things silver. After you register with the channel, you participate in the auctions where I sell these spots. Here's Wanda. And purchase your spots in the proof pull, and then I will make chips for you and be here when the proof pull happens, and you can watch your name come up and watch coins come out of the box for you. Mr. French. $1993. 1993 proof. Next up, how about Techstar? Techstar, 1957. Nice date, 1957. Nice shiny proof coin. Now you send me an email to register. The email is coppercoinspayments@gmail.com. You just send me an email. I'll get the email in my Gmail. I'll be able to read it and respond to you, let you know that you are registered. All I need is your actual name, your YouTube username, and your PayPal email address. That information together will get you registered. It's absolutely free. Here's 1989. 1989 for Mr. Fletcher. Next up, Richard. What does Richard get? How about 2008? 2008 for Richard. Put the box forward so I can reach the back. Mark. As I get older, my arms get shorter. 1994. 1994 proof for Mark. That I've never seen on a nickel, Sean. Or on a Lincoln cent. Here's Mark. 1972. 1972 for Mark. I'll put the next one. Here's South End. South End L. South End L gets a 1992 proof. 1992. Next out, Surag. Surag gets a 1998. 1998 proof. Next up, Crispy Mofo. Crispy Mofo gets a 1964. 1964. Next up, Otis. How about a 2007? 2007 for Otis. Ted Evans. Ted Evans, 1992. 1992. Sounds like you and I, Shane, have been about it roughly the same amount of time. I started when I was 5. Wanda, 1963. I started when I was 5 and I turned 54 this month. All right, Donnie Wayne up next. Donnie Wayne. 2003 for Donnie Wayne. 2003. What's next? Wanda again. Wanda this time, 1996. The year my son was born. Kelly Ray. What does Kelly Ray get? 1969. 1969, year of Woodstock. All right. Next up, move this box out of the way. Carefully move that box out of the way. Farm Dog. Farm Dog, 1964. I think that might be the second 64 I've pulled for you. Not having a whole lot of luck with them. That's fine, Sean. That's perfectly fine. I can get photos. Penny Hoarder, 1978. 1978. Mary Maddie, a hoard. You must have been really, really busy over the last few months to have a hoard. Jesse. Jesse with a 1984. I think Jesse's already gotten a 1984. And I'll pull the duplicates out of here. Little Chuck shoving wheat pennies up his nose. I didn't, I actually never did that. That I know of. I don't remember ever doing anything like that. There's Richard, 2001. I was actually going through my dad's change jar in 1974, pulling pennies out to fill a Whitman folder. That was back when you could still find some wheat pennies laying around here and there. Techstar. How about the 2004 Proof Keelboat? This one's got the boat on it. Lewis and Clark Exposition. Adam. Adam with a 1975. Powerhouse buyer. That's one way to put it, I guess, right? Let me pull this out. So, there we go. A 2004 piece metal again for Carl. To work on some duplicates there, I think. Techstar now. Techstar. How about a 1956 proof? 1956 for Techstar. Number of double dies known on 1956 proof nickels. Otis. Otis now with a 1982. 1982. Bo. Bo and his 1963. 1963 again for Bo. What's up next? South End Al. South End Al. How about a 2014? 2014. Kimberly. Kimberly gets a 1983. 1983 nickel. Mary's still trying to figure out the slabs. Hey, look at that. It's a $10 winner. Actually, that's wearing out. I was going to get my marker out, but it's too hard to get to right now. I'll just do it later. Who gets the $10? Richard Sappington. Richard? So you didn't miss anything. There you go. And your coin is a 1959 proof. 1959. So I'll put that in there, and then I will put your name on a tag. And put that with your chip. And you got a $10 credit with me. Who's up next? Let's see. Parvez. Mr. Nawab gets a 1958 proof nickel. 1958 proof. And when I started collecting, it was straight out of my dad's pocket. Here's Bo. 1980 for Bo. Up next, Mr. Fletcher. 1961 for Mr. Fletcher. Wanda now. Wanda with a 1983. 1983 for Wanda. What's up next? Carl again. Carl this time gets a 1989. 1989 proof. How about Otis? Otis now. 1962. 1962. Otis again. This time with a 1980. 1980 for Otis this time. Carl. Ooh, there's a 1979 S Type 2. It's a clear S for 1979. That's a slightly more scarce one. Slightly more scarce, slightly more desirable. There's Kelly Ray. Kelly Ray now with a 2001 proof nickel. 2001 proof. Oops, there's Jesse. Mr. Minter gets a 1971. 1971S plus a free hair. Get my Sherman hair out of here. Sure nobody else wants Sherman's hair. Malcolm. Malcolm there with a 1959 proof. 1959. Kelly Ray. Kelly Ray, 1964. 1964 proof. How about Crispy? Crispy, 1993. 93 for Crispy. Stanley? Stanley gets a 2008. 2008. Next up, Mr. Boudreaux. Mr. Boudreaux, 1994. 1994. No, I bought these in rolls from other dealers. Here's Richard. Richard now, 2013 proof, 2013. There are dealers who crack a lot of sets, and they submit certain coins in for grading. And the rest of them, they just put in tubes, and they sell them by the tube. Parvez, 2001 proof. And then I will buy them by the tube. I have never cracked a proof set. Honestly, I've never cracked a single proof set. 1984 for South End. I have found some double dies and stuff in proof sets, and I've kept the entire set together every time. There's one for Wanda now. 2013. This one's actually got some color. It's kind of hard to see here, but it's actually got a little color on it. That's for Wanda. Wanda likes color. Here's Sureg. Sureg now. 2013. 2013 for Sureg. And now Kimberly. Kimberly back. 1994. 1994. And next up, a bonus. Bonus means whoever I draw will get 2 coins instead of 1. There we go. Mark. And his 2 coins. 1964. 1964 proof and a 2000 proof. 1964 and a 2000. There you go. That's how that works. And pull some more of these coins out of here so it's easier to grab and place. There we go. All right, next up, Parviz. Parviz with a 1984 proof, 1984. Wanda again. Wanda. 1959. Is it single? Yeah. 1959. And next, Mark again. What does Mark get this time? 1979. 1979 proof. Looks like this one's going to be a type 1. Ted Evans. 1991 for Ted Evans. I have, Roger. I've cut. Once the coins are cut away from the set, the cello doesn't really do them any good. So I cut them away from the cello pieces. 1999 for Marshall. I've also cut the cellos around mint set coins, not just the proof coins. This one for Mr. Fletcher. Mr. Fletcher gets a piece metal nickel, 2004 piece metal nickel. Yo Man Gull. Yo Man. How about a 1957 proof? 1957 for Yo Man. That'll about do that, right? Comes up next. Penny Hoarder. Penny Hoarder gets 1943. Philadelphia 1943 P. Nickel. A little bit of color on that one. Beautiful silver wartime nickel. That's for Penny Hoarder. Next up, Mark again. Mark. About a 1994. 1994. Ooh, what is sticking up out of there? Something just stabbed me. I guess nothing. I'm having delusions. Nah, just keep going. All right, here we go. Crispy. Crispy. Bo, I appreciate it. You have a great night, sir. 1978 proof. 1978 proof for Crispy. There are some that are a little cloudy. And cloudy ones can be taken care of with xylene. Xylene will take the clouds right off the coins. Marshall, 1978S. Some of this stuff out of here. There we go. Next up, Donnie Wayne. Donnie Wayne picks up a 1993 and a free hair. That's going to come out in the middle. There we go. 1993. Ted Evans. Ted Evans with a 1956. 1956 nickel. Ted Evans with a 1956 proof nickel. 56s are well known for double dies, so stare at that one really well. There's a South End. South End Al. How about a 1959 nickel? 1959 now. There's Malcolm again. Malcolm now with a 1962. What's up next? Mr. Fletcher. And Mr. Fletcher gets a 2008. 2008. Xylene, X-Y-L-E-N-E. You have to run a stream of it to get the stuff off the nickel. It'll come off. Then you have to wash the nickel with a little bit of ivory soap to be sure that you have completed the process and get the coin clean. It takes a while of practice to get it right. Plan on ruining a few coins before you get one right. Techstar. 1971. 1971 for Techstar. Lab grade xylene. That's what you want to get. Lab grade xylene. And mine's getting old. It's getting kind of yellowish colored. It's supposed to be clear. I need to buy some new. But this will take the cloudiness off of proofs. You kind of have to pour a little bit while you're washing the coin, basically. Ted. $19.84 for Ted. 84 for Ted. Oops, I actually had a couple of coins left in the back. Nope, just one. Actually, your coin, Ted, would be a 1996. 1996. 84 goes to the next pull. It belongs here. There we go. I'm running out of room again. We'll do it like this. Here we go. Not going to run out of room this time. All right, who's next? Looks like I've got probably about 30, maybe 40 of these left. I've got plenty of coins. I just don't have enough box room. Stanley. Stanley, 1984. 1984. Next up, Jesse. Jesse with a 2006. 2006. Tomorrow we will be selling spots for a penny proof pull. Same thing we're doing here, only it's going to be Lincoln cents instead. Yo, man. Yo Man with a 1972 S. 1972. Bo back again with a 1998. 1998. Next up, Farm Dog. Farm Dog with a 1978. Ron Isaac. Ron Isaac up next gets a 1958. 1958. Here we go next. Malcolm. 1995. 1995 for Malcolm. Now, xylene works in a number of different cases, but every case is really kind of a one-on-one case. Nothing has a hard and fast rule. Got a bonus, and that bonus goes to Carl. And Carl will get a 1980 and a 1968. Here's the 1980 and the 1968. It's both of those with his bonus. Here's Mr. Boudreau. Mr. Boudreau draws a 1969 proof, 1969. Farm Dog up next. Farm Dog pulls a 1989. 1989. Crispy. Crispy gets a 1989. 1989. A bonus. Bonus is where when I draw the bonus chip, the next chip I draw will be the person who gets 2 coins instead of 1. Ted Evans. Ted, there's another 1958. 1958. Proof nickel. Next up, Jesse. 1959. 1959 for Jesse. Paul. Paul Hampton. 1996 for Paul. Marshall. Marshall. 1970. 1970 for Marshall. Mr. Boudreau. 1995. 1995 for Mr. Boudreau. There's one for Malcolm. Oops. 1976. 1976 for Malcolm. I have never had a drink. I think it's nasty. But you can buy it off Amazon, that's for sure. Here's Marshall. Marshall now, 1959. 1959. And now Kimberly. Kimberly, 1987. 1987. I don't think people drink it, Mary. It would kill you if you drank it. Richard, it's paint thinner. And it smells like a really weird form of isopropyl alcohol. It doesn't smell good at all. Richard gets a 1994. No, people don't drink it. I think that was supposed to be a joke. Anybody that drinks it would die from it. Here's Kimberly. That stuff is deadly. It'll kill you. 1980 for Kimberly. Surreg, 2007. Yeah, I'm just glad that California doesn't have any control over the other states. I live as far away from California as you can in the United States. Almost literally, I live in eastern North Carolina. Here's one for Surreg. 1961. 1961. Now Yeoman. Yeoman for 1962. 1962. What'd I say? Harmful or fatal if swallowed. There you go. 1997. This one's got beautiful color. It's really kind of hard to tell. It's kind of hard to see it. But it has very nice color. South End, you'll like that one. Kelly Ray. Kelly Ray, 1959. 1959 for Kelly Ray. I'm going to say 15%. There's your answer. Crispy? Crispy Crispy, 2009. 2009. Up next, Dunny Wayne. Dunny Wayne to 1970. 1970. A lot of people work with xylene. 1961 for Malcolm. Next up, Penny Hoarder. Penny Hoarder. Y2K. 2000. I think I still got a bonus or two in here. Here's Wanda. 2012. 2012. Next up, Richard. 1994. Was it 1994? Dog wants a bone. You're going to hear him. I think you're going to hear him bark. Marshall. There. I know my dog well. 2008 for Marshall. Mr. Isaac. Oh, another 1997. This one's got wonderful color. Really nice color on this one. You see just a little bit of it there. Very nice. Who thought eating a Tide Pod was a good idea? Same people who are going to be running our country in about 5 years. Ron Isaac. 1998. 1998 for Ron. Next up, Paul. Paul Hampton. Ooh, there we go. 1942S. Silver nickel. 1942S. Silver nickel. Nice, nice. Who's next? Kelly Ray. It's 1981. proof nickel, 1981. That's not good. That's inside the holder. Hang on a second. Let me get that off of there. There. Got that little thing off the coin. There's Kelly Rays. Kelly Rays 1981. Now Marshall. Back to Marshall again, also gets a 1981. Let's see what's up next. Donnie Wayne. Donnie Wayne with a 1971. Well, there's another Donnie Wayne. Donnie Wayne this time, 1987. 1987. Yo Man. How about 1989 for Yo Man? Mr. Boudreaux. Mr. Boudreaux gets a 1986. 1986. Adam. Adam, 1983. No, Mary, it's best not to use xylene at all. It's not a good chemical to get into if you don't know what you're doing with it. Mark, 1994. 1994. Paul. How about a 2002? 2002 for Paul. Another one for Otis. Also gets a 2002. Another 2002 there. Short list. It will be after this week. This week I'm getting a new printer and I'm going to print some more copies. So it will be after this week. Jesse. 1968. 1968 for Jesse. There's a bonus. Somebody's going to get an extra coin. Who's somebody going to be? Stanley. Stanley will get 2. Stanley gets a 1981. And Stanley gets a 1971. That's what Stanley gets on his bonus. Next up, Mark. Mark with a 1962. South End out. 1959. 1959 for South End out. Here's Wanda. Wanda now. 1997. 1997 for Wanda. Farm Dog. 1996. Now, Farm Dog again. 1972. 1972. Hello, Taco John. just a couple of spots left in this box. Techstar comes up. Techstar. 1993. 1993 for Techstar. That will conclude that box. Not even sure I'll need this many, but this will be the last little group that we've got. We have, I'm going to say probably 30 or 35 left. That's what I said last time. All right, Mr. French. Year 2000. 2000 proof. Stanley. 2010. 2010. Mr. French. Back to Mr. French again. And this one, sitting sideways in the box, is a 1975. 1975. Yo man this time. It's a 1994. Next up, Penny Hoarder. Penny Hoarder gets a 1961. 1961. Parviz. Next coin, 2010. A 2010. Let's see, Kimberly comes up next. Kimberly gets 1983, and this one has a little bit of color on it. A nice color. 1983. Wanda up next. How about a 2006? 2006 for Wanda. Next up, Kimberly again. Now Kimberly this time will get a 2005 Bison nickel. So here's your proof buffalo. $2005 Bison nickel. Farm Dog. Farm Dog gets a 2003. Best idea is not to clean coins at all, ever, about anything. $1969S for Richard. $1969S. And don't clean coins for yourself because you don't live forever. Those coins are going to someone else someday and they don't want them cleaned. How about that? Techstar. I don't like getting clean coins and I don't like having to deal with cleaned coins. Well, they're not your coins to begin with. They're only yours for now. They're going to somebody else later. So you get to ruin coins for generations to come. Yay. 2003 for Ted Evans. Richard. Richard gets a 2005 Bison nickel. Very nice. Penny Hoarder. 1995S. 1995S for Penny Hoarder. Next out, Parviz again. Parviz with a 1975. 1975. Up next, Ron Isaac again. Ron Isaac with a 1998. 1998. Next up, Ted Evans. How about 1972 for Ted Evans? And next, how many do we have left here? I'm going to go with probably 20. Yo Man. 1970. 1970 for Yo Man. And Richard. 1976. 1976. Paul. 1962. 1962 for Paul. Adam. Adam gets a 2005 Bison Nickel. No, it's not Mary. Not normal to have blue toning on a silver coin. Paul. 1999 for Paul. Mr. French, 2004. This one, the Keelboat. 2004 Keelboat nickel. Next up, Mr. Boudreau. Mr. Boudreau with a 1997. 1997. Then Malcolm. Malcolm with a 1963. 1963. Next up, Crispy. Crispy gets a 1959. 1959. Yo Man. Yo Man with a 2006. 2006. I lost a lot of electronics in the brownout, but the light company replaced it all. Brownouts are normally the power company's fault. No, I'm not worried about that. The TV I have is 12, 14 years old. And the printer is 16 years old. It's time to replace them anyway. Not a big deal. 2005 for Crispy. And this one is the Ocean in View. Oh, the joy. Stanley? How about a 1975? 1975 for Stanley. And Techstar. Techstar with 1984. 1984. 1963 for Ted. Sureg. Sureg gonna get 1968. 1968. Farm Dog. Farm Dog out with a Y2K 2000. At 2000 proof. Stanley. 1991. 1991. Paul. 1988. 1988 for Paul. And Bo. There's one here. 1969 for Paul. Bo, I'm sorry, for Bo. And next up, make sure I'm clean back in the back here. I've only got about 10 left here. Mr. French. Mr. French gets a 1991. Mr. Fletcher. How about a 1962? Mr. Isaac. 1980. Mr. Boudreau. Mr. Boudreau gets a 1993. 1993. How about Crispy? Crispy? 2011. 2011. Bo. 2000 again. Y2K. 2000 proof. Yo Man. 2002. 2002 proof. Otis. 1974. I think that's the first one of those I've run into in this particular pull. 1974. Wanda. 1980 for Wanda. Parva is now. Parva has come out with a 2001. 2001. Oh, there it is. Next up, Yo Man. Yo Man comes up again. I'll put these in here and put these. Starting to get tight over here. Here's Yo Man, 2006. 2006 for Yo Man. Marshall up next with 1991. South End Owl. South End Al comes back up with a 1991. Mr. French, 1975. 1975. Ron Isaac. Ron Isaac. It's a 1980. 1980. Pull more coins from the source pile. There we go. That ought to be enough. Paul, 1975. 1975 for Paul. Penny Hoarder. Well, Penny Hoarder gets a Bison nickel. 2005 Bison nickel. Techstar. 2003 for Techstar. Now Adam. 2001. 2001 for Adam. Parviz. 2004 keelboat for Parviz. 2004 keelboat. South End Al. The 1993 for South End Al. Kimberly. 2001. 2001. Hello, Penny Saver Cash, Roy Johnson. I have a grand total of 3 chips left. I'm going to stack them while I can't see them in the bag. This is the order they came out in. So this one for Carl. Next coin, 1968. 1968 proof. And Adam, 1969. 69 proof for Adam. And then Adam again, 2012. That's a key date. That's a tough one right there. 2012 proof sets are tough. Very tough. And then the next one and last one will be Jesse. And he'll get a 2005 Ocean in View nickel. 2005 Ocean in View. And that, folks, is everything in less than 2 hours. Under 2 hours, it took us to go through about 300 coins. Under 2 hours. Something else I have for tomorrow. How about that? 50,000 German marks. This is one of the notes from the 1920s. This particular note is from 19th of November 1922, issued in Berlin. That's going to be another one I'm going to be offering tomorrow evening at the auction. Tomorrow at the auction. Don't miss out. Oh, something else. This one will be a big one. How about this guy right here? Prisoners of War Camp. It was issued by Lieutenant Colonel Richard W. Pritchard. It's Richard W. Pritchard, 18 January 1944. This is a 6-pence note issued in a prisoner of war camp. It was actually used a couple of times, 15 October 43 and 15 January 1944. A prisoner of war note. How many of those do you see? That's going to come up tomorrow night. You toted 90 pounds of coins 40 miles down the highway? On your back? 90 pounds of coins? Holy moly, dude. You must be Superman. Wow. They pronounce it Pritchard? Pritchard? Really? Well, that's who this was. Lieutenant Richard W. Pritchard. Huh. Interesting. I didn't realize that. Ard like lard. Yeah. Pritchard? Or is it Pritchard? Huh. That's something I didn't know. We're going to find out a lot together tomorrow, including what the value of such a note would be. All right, I think I'm finished for the night. I appreciate everybody and their participation here. Be here tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. for the auction. Got a nice auction. Our list of items is up and available at coppercoins.com/auction. coppercoins.com/auction. I appreciate everybody participating this evening. I appreciate all the chat and all the banter and chat and everything that's been going on. I've been watching it. I've been very interested in it. You guys are a wonderful audience. I'll get all these coins sorted out, put in your packages, and mailed out tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow evening at the auction. You guys stay safe. Be nice to one another. Peace out.